Good morning, Facebook people. I'm Kathy from Kathy's Jewelry and Crafts. Today I'm going live. I haven't done a really live Q&A ever, and I need to do more, especially on my YouTube channel. But my voice still a little croaky. It gets better, and then my kindergartners get sick again, and goes around the room again, and I get sick again. Um, but I feel fine. So today I want to come on and talk to you all. I get a lot of questions about how did you get started? How much do you make doing that? How can I get started if I have no money or little money? And so today I will answer those questions. And if you have any questions, feel free to come on and take my glasses off so I'm not making this face. Um, Rocky, get down. My dog is trying to get off the couch and he can't. So right now he is not happy. But anyway, I'm coming on a Saturday, President's Weekend, to talk about crafting. I got up this morning I slept in actually today to 10. And when I got up, after I took care of my animals, I sound like I have a zoo, don't I? Nope. I have a dog and a cat. Hold on. Rocky, get down. Just jump down. He's 14. And so now he's scared to jump off the couch, which is not a high couch. But I'll be right back. I'm going to help him. All right. All right. Here we go. Now you're down. Are you okay? All right. Okay, I'm back. Rocky is now off the couch. He also has on a face guard because he was licking himself the other day. Sometimes I buy food from the grocery store and it has chicken or something in there that irritates him and he'll lick for a couple days. So I don't want him to get another infection. So I got a cone in his head. Anyway, I'm back to talking about crafting. Have a seat. So I started my journey about 14 years ago. My son was going to he was a junior and my other son was a sophomore. And I was like, oh my God, they're about to go off to college and I'm going to be home. What do I do, with my spare time? So I decided to take up jewelry. I went to Michael's. I took a free class, and the rest is history. The free class turned out to be like $250 because the next day I went back and I spent about $250 just buying all kind of stuff that I needed to start at beading. Then I moved on to polymer clay. And I loved polymer clay. It's so beautiful. I even joined a couple groups here in Indianapolis that, do polymer clay and you go and sit for an evening and do it together. And then one day somebody said to me, you do know that's plastic jewelry, right? And I was like, is it plastic? Oh my God, I don't even wear plastic jewelry. Why would I be making it? And I just quit overnight. I just stopped. I was like, I don't want to make plastic jewelry, even if it's beautiful. So then I went over to resin, which is also plastic jewelry, but it's different. Somehow you can put stuff inside that's not plastic. So I did that. I still do resin, and that's probably one of my biggest sellers of everything I make because I make keychains, I make pendants, I make my organites, which sells so well. If you don't know what organites are, you might want to Google it. I don't necessarily know that I agree with what they say they do, but people love them and I love making them. But they're supposed to bring positive energy to your life. And so you have to have a balance of metal and crystals inside of them. And I have some really pretty ones. They don't have to be pretty, but because I'm making them, they're going to be pretty. But anyway, so I did resin for a while and I still have, oh my God, trays and trays and trays and I have them organized by color of resin, keychains and stuff. And so I give more away than I actually sell, to be honest, because I always keep jewelry or keychains in the back of my car. So if I forget somebody's birthday, I can go real quick and make up a little package of earrings or keychains or whatever. But yeah, I made a lot of that. I'm the type of person when I start something new, I buy everything you're supposed to have for it. So I may spend $200 or $300 buying everything I need. And then if I don't like it, usually what I do is I go on Facebook a group for whatever that is. So like a resin Facebook group, or I'll go on a craft making Facebook group, and I'll sell everything back. So I moved over to ink to making pens on the lathe. I loved it. I think the only reason why I really did it was because when I went to Rockler, which is a store that sells hardware stuff, but they sell lathes and they have classes on it. And every time I went, it was all older men. And so they acted like the women couldn't learn. It was something only men could do. And I love it. If somebody tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna go overboard with it and show you I can. So I enjoyed doing the lathe when I was I was leasing a condo for like 8 years. And the wall, you couldn't hear through the walls. So that lathe coming on didn't bother anybody. But then when I left there and moved to the place I'm living now, the walls aren't as thick. And it just made too much noise. And I had, I'm going to say hundreds or thousands of pens. I didn't need to make any more. And I didn't love it, you know. I was slightly scared of it too, because it was like, if it grabs my hand or my finger, I'm going to be in trouble. So one afternoon, I went on a pen group on Facebook, and I sold my lathe, all the thousands of dollars I had invested in that lathe, because I think I stuck with it for like 2 years. I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, because I do exaggerate sometimes to make a point. But within 4 hours, I sold all that stuff, all of it, including the lathe. People who make pens love to shop. They do. The only other people that shop more are paper crafters, which I am not. Paper crafters, which are scrapbookers and people like that, oh my God, they will buy whatever you have. They will in a matter of hours. So if you're ever out, and want to do a flipping business, which is a better business than the one I do, where I make stuff, if you just buy supplies and flip them, which means you buy a bulk of whatever, scrapbook paper, whatever, at a low price and sell them high, that's flipping, you will make a mint. My problem and most crafters' problems with that is that we don't want to get rid of it. I mean, we don't want, so if I get a good deal on some paper, I'm gonna want it. I'm gonna want to keep it to use it what I'm gonna do. But I don't paper craft, so that's just an example. That's the one thing I don't do is paper crafts at all. I have friends who make greeting cards. I have friends that are scrapbookers, and I'll go to their event to sell my stuff, but I can't get into paper crafts at all. But anyway, I'm just telling you that is the better business though, to sell supplies. So if you can find, and I'll list some, um, any like jewelry supplies, beads, whatever. If you can buy them real low, it used to be you could do it in China, but you can't anymore because they cut out the discount in the mailing. And so it used to be you had free shipping from China. Now the shipping costs more than whatever you're ordering, so it's not worth it. But I used to buy in bulk. Let me give you an example. Like I would go to Michael's and I would buy some fish hooks, the thing that hold your earrings on. And you would get maybe a pack of 50 for $8, okay? And that sounded like a good deal, right? Until I went to AliExpress and I got a pack of 1,000 for the same $8. So that lets me know Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's are buying it 1,000 for $8 and selling you 50 or less. I don't even think it's 50 for the same price they bought all of them. So that's how you make money, okay? And that is the better business to be in. If I didn't make earrings and need all the hooks I could get, I'm not gonna sell any. So, but yeah, I know if I ever stop creating and stop making stuff, I would do the supply business because those people make a lot of money. They do. They make hands down more than people who are crafting. Okay, so I'm going to stick to my agenda. So let me stay in order. All right, so after I did pens, then I went to what was next? Want to say sublimation probably. And sublimation is just taking some sublimation ink, which you buy. You can buy a printer, just a regular Epson printer that have the Eagle tanks where you see the line for each color. You don't put the ink in that came with the printer. Instead, you put the sublimation ink that you buy separately right in there. Now, everything you print out on that printer will be sublimation. So, as long as sublimation works with polyester and light colors, okay? And you can do any color with sublimation except white. Cannot do white. So therefore, or dark colors. It will not show up on, so like, I mean, it'll do dark colors, but you can't use dark materials. So you couldn't do a black shirt and want white ink for sublimation. You could not. For that, you would need a white toner printer, which costs an arm and a leg. Okay. I don't, that's one of the things I do not have, and I don't think I'm gonna ever get one. I'm not interested in doing white anyway. So if I need somebody wants something in white, I'll do rhinestones or I'll embroider it or something else. But I'm not gonna, I have 4 printers here. I got rid of 2 or 3 in the last year because they just was driving me crazy. They would work perfectly till I get a mass order and then they wouldn't work because they were converted. So now I'm only buying the right thing. I don't care if it costs $2,000 for a printer. I'll wait till I can afford it, or I will finance it or whatever. But I'm not buying stuff that I got to convert anymore because anytime you're converting something, you're taking out of its warranty. Number one, number two, it wasn't meant to do that, and it may work for a while, and then you may get lucky. It may work the whole time. I bought a what was it, 11 by 13 or 13 by 17, I think, or whatever. I bought I can't even talk. I bought a large printer so that I could do big posters. Actually, my son bought it for me for my birthday or something, but it worked for about 6 months, and then I kept getting error codes. I got the error code off once by looking on Google to see what it was, and then after that, it kept doing an error code. And then I was in the middle of one of my 4 months that I do big business, like December, February, Mother's Day, and one other month, but I think January. So I couldn't afford to just keep trying that printer and trying to get into work. I spent whole days searching online for the error code, what to do. It just didn't work. So one day my son came home and it was huge too. I said, "Can you do me one favor?" He said, "What?" "Take that black printer," and it was my other son. My other son who bought it don't even know I don't have it anymore. But this son, I said, Willie, I said, "Can you just take it to the dumpster?" I said, "It probably will work someday, but today is not the day." And it was taking up so much room, I could put 2 other machines there. So he did. He took it out. Him and his wife, they took it out, and along with some other stuff. But um, and so I bought the printer that was a sublimation printer, and this one was like $800. I financed it, paid it off in a month and a half, and I was done. So now, although I'm having a little problems with that today, but it's not the actual printing; it's the tray to make it a bigger print. So I bought a Sawgrass 500, and I'm probably going to buy a Sawgrass 1000 after I close on my condo. But um, so it's supposed to do like 8 by 14 sheets of paper, but right now it's only doing 8 by 11. And whenever I expand it, it prints halfway and stops. So I haven't looked it up to see what's wrong with it, but I've had it almost 2 years now. So most of the things I do are small anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so saying that, I would say if you're just starting out and you just want to try to see if you like it, get whatever you can afford. But just be aware that if you make it, if you break it down to be something that it's not, it may not work all the time. And if you're doing a business, it's going to always break down when you got an order due tomorrow. So luckily I have 2 sublimation printers, and I have one. This one is a Epson 2720. Now that one is a converted one. Haven't had any problems out of that. And that's the cheapest Epson you can buy. I think I got that for less than $200. I think 149 or something on sale at Target. Yes. And I've had that one for maybe 4 years. I haven't had any problems out of it. Um, but anyway, so I have those two. And this year for Christmas, my son bought me just a regular inkjet printer because I have all these printers that do clothing and things, but I didn't have one just to print out regular stuff if I need it. I have a laser printer that will print out stuff, but I don't always want to just use that one. So, but anyway, let's get off of printers and on to if you only have, say, $100 to invest in your business. All right. I'm not going to go lower than that because I think a lot of people, I'm not going to say everybody can come up with $100, but um, I think that's a reasonable amount to start with. You know, put $5 aside every payday or every time you get money. And then when you get 100, you can start a business. Okay. So if you only have $100, I would probably start off with sublimation. Well, no, not sublimation because okay, so most people have a computer or a phone, a smartphone. I know everybody do not, but I know that's the if you're gonna have $100, you need at least need that. Okay, so all you would need is an iron, um, a cheap inkjet printer that you can put sublimation ink in. Okay, and then the ink, just the ink. And depending on what brand ink you buy, it should be under $100. Okay. So I would start there. With sublimation, you can do t shirts, you can do bags. I have some bags here to show you. I just did one this morning. I got these from um, Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I just sublimated on it. It's just like a little pouch, and I just sublimated that on there. I did mess up too before I got it right because I was doing goofy stuff. Like this one I did with the powder. I did another one without the powder too. It didn't come as bright, but it's still nice. Um, but one time I did the DTF hack, which I did in the earlier video, and I forgot to put the powder on there. So I had my heat gun just heating it. I'm like, why is the paper curling up and nothing's melting? Well, I forgot to put the powder on there. And then the first one is really not messed up. It just wasn't as dark as this one. So, but anyway, these are like $1.99 at Hobby Lobby. And they're real nice. They're like 10 inches by 9 inches, I think. It's got a nice little zipper. So they're cute. And you put anything on there you want. Um, Also, I have these bags, which I sold a lot during Christmas. I gave a lot away too. These I order in bulk. I think you get, how many you get? I think you get 40 of them in a pack on Amazon. They're just canvas bags and they're like 13 by 15 or something like that. They sublimate really well without the hack, with the hack, either way, it does. So for 40, how much was it? I want to say I got 30 for $40. Or I got 40 for, no, I got 40 for $28. That's how much they were. All right. So, and I sell my bags for $10 each. So you do the math. But my thing is, I give a lot away and I don't sell as much as I probably should. But, you know, I enjoy giving stuff away. All right. So, sublimation, if you only had $100 or $150, I would go that route first. Of course, you could do beading, but everybody does jewelry. Everybody does jewelry. Sublimation is different because not everybody know how to do it. It seems like the internet is full of people that know how to do it, but in your own city or town, there's probably only a few people doing sublimation. So, um, and you can do more things. You can do, like I said, pillowcases, bags, socks. What else? Anything that's polyester. But if it's cotton, you just need to do the hack and get the powder. And that's in a previous video that I just did. All right, let's move on. If you have $200, you can buy yourself a cut press, and then you can continue your sublimation journey, and you can do cups and mugs and tumblers. My best sellers are t-shirts and tumblers. Those are the best sellers I have outside of my keychains and necklaces and things like that. But yes, that's people love those things to be personalized. So that is a bestseller. All right. Um, so if you have $500 and you want to start, you basically could do anything. You could do, I forgot to tell you about rhinestones. Rhinestones is another thing you could do for probably 100 or less. Because you could buy rhinestone templates, not the template, but the actual flock already done for you. And say like, let me give you an example. Say like Super Bowl is coming up, and you are fans of Kansas City's Chiefs, for example. All right, so you can go online and get the flock already done. That means the holes are already punched out for what you want to do, and somebody sends you that for $20. Okay, so then you buy the rhinestones. I buy my rhinestones from a girl online. Her and her husband called the baby's booties, and this is usually filled. This will last me probably 5 years. It's a lot in here. They're real tiny, but you can buy them off of Amazon. Okay, so once you get the template of the whatever you want to sell, say you want to sell Kansas City Chiefs designs, they will send you the design, and you just put the rhinestones in them, put tape over it, pull it up, put it on your shirt, iron it, or heat press it. Then the blank you can do use it over and over again. That one, all right. Now, but if you have $500 and a computer, you could actually make your own designs, and then but you would need a cutter to cut them out. So that's where the 500 comes in. So you either need a silhouette, a Cricut, or a Brother Scan and Cut to cut them out. You can use a little Joy, but you're only going to be able to make small stuff, a Cricut Joy. I do have all of the above. I have all three of them and the Joy. I mainly use my Cricut though, and my Scan and Cut. We have a love-hate relationship because I just I've had it for about a year now, but I just haven't found a need to use it. And I wanted it so bad because it looks so cool in the commercial. But my Cricut does everything it does, so I just use the Cricut most of the time. And my Cricut has a stationary place. My Scan and Cut, I have to get it, put it on a counter or somewhere or a table, and use it. I don't feel like doing that all the time, so I mostly use my Joy and my Cricut. But so you're gonna need one of those. You can get those real cheap. Matter of fact, I went to a garage sale and I got a well, it was actually a Cricut heat press, but I got it for like $50 and it came with all kind of vinyl and stuff. But you can find these things on Marketplace real cheap. They're not that expensive. So I'm gonna say $200 will get you one. And then you can use an iron or a heat press. So that would be another option if you want to start something really nice. And they look really nice. When you put the rhinestones on a t-shirt, it looks really nice. Matter of fact, I wore one. I can't tell. I wore one yesterday to work, and it had Nike, and then it had the swoosh on there, and it was real cute. It was blue and silver. Everybody liked it, but um, so yeah, that's an easy business because you could just buy them already done, and then all you do is put rhinestones in there, put tape on there, pull it up, put it on a shirt, fill it up with rhinestones again, put tape on it, pull it up, put it on a shirt. Okay, you can do that. You can decorate gym shoes with them. I tried that one time. Mine were awful, but I'm not good at everything. Some people might be good at that. I'm not. So anyway, that's another option. What else? Yeah. So the third thing I will say is embroidery. You can get an embroidery machine for about so this is in the $500 range. You probably could get an embroidery machine for like $3.99, and all you need is thread to go with it. Thread. Well, you need a few things, but they're not real costly things. Like you need fabric, which most crafters already have. I have fabric. You're gonna need some stabilizer to put under the fabric, and you're gonna need thread. That's your basic. You're gonna need for 500. You should be able to get that. For those of you saying, "Oh, I can't sew," you don't have to be able to. I can't either. I cannot. I have a sewing machine that I ain't touched in like 5 years because I don't. First of all, I don't like to sew. Second of all, I didn't think I would ever be able to learn to thread the machine. But that's one thing you will be good at when you get an embroidery machine is threading the machine, because that's all you do. Every time you need a new color in embroidery, you have to thread the machine again. So I'm an expert at it now. But that used to be my thing in sewing. I didn't know how to thread the machine. All right, so embroidery is fun. It is so much fun, and you can just buy the templates. Again, I belong to CreativeFabrica, which is wonderful. If you're a crafter, you should belong to CreativeFabrica. I will leave my link below. I am an affiliate with them. And so if you join, I will get like a percentage, but it doesn't cost you anything. And I'm not just saying that because of that. I love it. So what they have is files you can download. So if you're an embroiderer and you want to download your favorite team, you want to, I mean, there's millions of stuff. You just want Nike. Well, they don't do copyright infringement, so it would have to be generic. But if you want a flower, you want a rose, you want a bike, you want whatever you want to put on something, they would have it. You just do a search. And I think it's like $59 for the whole year. You get it. You get unlimited downloads. I love it. So, like, sometime in the middle of the night, I think of, oh, you know what? I want to wear a shirt tomorrow and I want this on it. I can go download it from there. Don't have to pay anything because I already have a year subscription. And then, and I know you're saying, well, I could do that on Google. Yeah, but Google a lot of times have watermarks in the back um, because, and you might not even see it until you print it out because they're protected. But these people have agreed to give this company their stuff. And so when you download it, um, there's no watermark or anything. And so, anyway, I go there and I download whatever I want. And they have embroidery files, they have PNG files, which are regular, just graphic files. They have SVG files, which, those of you who use cutters like Cricuts and stuff know what that is. That's what they read. And and they have a lot of other endings on their files too. And each embroidery machine has a different file ending. So like my what is it? My Singer has XXX. My brother has PES. So they have all of that. Usually when you download a file, it will have 5 different endings that you can choose from. So it usually covers all of my machines. So if I want to cut it, if I want to make it a rhinestone, if I want to make it whatever, it'll work. So that's a great thing to have. And that's like 50, you can pay by month. It's $3 or $4 a month, but I was paying like, I think your first month is $1. And then if you don't cut it off, it goes to maybe $15 a month or 18. And I paid like 6 months, 18, and then it said, well, it's only $59 for the whole year. I'm like, oh, let me switch over because I was paying too much. So that's what I did. But anyway, that's another good idea for embroidery. If you want to be embroidery, $500 will get you a beginning machine. Now, let me tell you something I did that I wish I hadn't done when I got my first machine was, and I research everything before I buy it. I am not an impulsive buyer. I research and research and research. And I researched and I saw it was a 4x4 machine, but I didn't exactly understand what that meant. It means that it will only embroider something really, I'm going to say 3.8 by 3.8. So that's about like that. All right. So, if you're doing a shirt, you need it like 7x8 or 7x3 or something like that. You need it 7 inches across or 8 inches across, depending on how big the shirt is. So 3x3 is not going to cut it. You could do a pocket patch. You could do baby onesies, but you could not do, a t-shirt, an adult size t-shirt. Can't even really do a child size t-shirt on the 4x4. So I researched everything. I didn't understand what that meant. So I outgrew my machine in about a week or two because it was easy to learn to do. It was just that I could not do bigger things that I wanted to do. But I could do patches, and I love patches. So that's what I've been doing on that machine. Now I got lucky, and on Goodwill online, the Goodwill stores have an online auction store. You can get anything real cheap, but buyer beware because it could be something wrong with it. Um, this machine I got, it works, but it's more difficult than the other machine, and it's a 6x10, so 10 inches is more than enough to do shirts when it works. But it's not that they sold me a bad machine. It's just the machine was crappy from the beginning when it was brand new. And so I just haven't had a chance to sit and work with it. I made a few things on it, but the motor keeps getting overloaded or something. I get this motor thing. So then I have to turn it off. and wait till it cools down and then do something else. So again, when I'm planning on buying a condo this year, and when I close on that, then that's the other thing I'm going to finance. I'm going to finance me a commercial size embroiderer that has like at least 10 needles on it. I need that because I want to do hats, and it's very difficult. It can be done, but it's very difficult to do hats on a 4x4. All right. So those are the three things. If I'm going to recap, I would say sublimation. I would say, let's see, sublimation, embroidery, rhinestones. Those are the three things. One of the three things I would start with if you have little money. And what I did in the beginning was when I would make a sale, I would put a third of it back to go back into the business. And and then I mean I put a third aside and I put a third back in the business, and then the other would be whatever I wanted to do with it. But really, in actuality, most of my money went back into the business. So I never, the first 5 years, I never really had money from the business to actually do stuff with because I was always using it to get more stuff. So I would, make $100. I would take $100 and buy more supplies. And so it took a while. And I know the IRS was like, is this a hobby or is it a business? But I kept filing my taxes, kept filing that I would take a year off and not file it. I filed my taxes all the time. But I went to a workshop and they were really good. They said if you have a craft business, file taxes on it. But after 3 or 4 years, you have to skip a year with that because if you're taking a loss all those years, and I was taking a loss because I was spending 10,000 in supplies and making 3 or 4,000. That was it in the beginning, and so you can't do that with the IRS for more than 3 or 4 years, or they will, audit you. Well, it's not that they will audit you; it's just that they will be like, you cannot claim that anymore because that's not a business; that's a hobby. When you're losing money all the time, it's a hobby. So, anyway, I do file my taxes with it because my thing is once I stop working, and I think I'm only working one more year after this year, I plan on when I turn 62 not to be just, pull my Social Security. I have my pension, my Social Security, and my business. That should be more than enough to live on. And so once I start doing this full time, my only business, then if I want to buy a car or I want to buy something, I want them to see that, yes, I've been, making consistent money. In the beginning, I was only making like 3,000, but, once I start making really good money with it, I just want them to see the progression and that I can pay my bills with the money I'm living on. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason, because it's the law and you have to pay your taxes. So anyway, so I've never really made a whole lot of money because I have good months, and that's again December, January, February, and May with Mother's Day, and that's when I sell. I could sell all year long. I could, but because I work a regular job, I don't have the energy to make stuff. When I was with Amazon and the orders were coming through and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, please don't let there be an order today because I just want to go home and relax. I don't want to make anything today. And that would be the main day. And it would come in before 11 because Amazon's rule is before 11, got to be out the same day. Oh my God, I would have to get off at 3:10. Post office closes at 6. If it's not something that I already have, I have to make it and get it to the mailbox by 6 o'clock. I hated those days. Sometimes I just cancel the order because they don't penalize you for canceling the order. I guess if you did it, real often they would, but they never penalized me for that. Sometimes I just say, look, I can't do it. Sorry, I'm out of it. I'm not making that. And I've had maybe two really good sellers that just sold all the time. And you would think that would be a good thing, but somebody's ringing me. I don't know who it is. I didn't bring my phone over here. I hope they're not saying, we can't see you. But anyway, yeah, I've had like 2 or 3 items that sold to the point where I didn't want to make it no more. I had some African earrings. They sold at least twice, two people a week on Amazon just randomly bought those. I had this organite blue kind of square or rectangle necklace. Oh my God, I saw so many of those, and they were $22 a pop. And I would raise my price just so nobody would buy it, and they still would buy it. And so I hated making those. Um, I think because as a crafter, we like making the next new thing. We don't like making robotic stuff just over and over the same thing. I like, if I make something today and you bought it tomorrow, I would be so happy. But if I make something today and you bought it 2 years from now, and I done forgot how to make it, or I'm just not into that right now, and then you want five of them, and I'm like, that makes me unhappy. It does. And I realize I should only do things that make me happy. So that was the problem. So I've been on a permanent vacation from Amazon for 2 years now. I'm not going to come back because it was just too much. It was too much. It was like the things I wanted to sell didn't sell for like a year, and the things that I wanted to sell a year ago was selling today. And I was, nope. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'm rambling. Let me keep on my agenda. All right. So basically, you can make as much money as you want. You really could. If you advertise, and that's the key, you got to advertise. In order to make money, you got to spend money. If you advertise on wherever you advertise. So if you're on Etsy, you advertise on Etsy. Um, you will make money because the way Etsy is set up is if you're not advertising with them, they put you at the bottom of the search. I'm sorry, they do. Because I could be making 2 or 3 sales a day, getting 2 or 3 sales a day while I'm advertising. And then I cut it off, say at noon. I don't get no more sales at all for like a month or two until I turn it back on. So I know they turn you off. As long as you're giving them money to advertise, they keep you at the top. And people can come up with all kind of explanations for it. I've tried it several times and it works exactly the same. You could be selling up to noon, turn it off at noon, no more sales. Turn it back on at 5, sales again. And so it's like, I guess, and it makes sense for their bottom line, probably. They're not paying us. All we getting is that 30 cent to renew that item. Why would we let you say make money on our platform? And that makes sense. Except for they didn't do that in the beginning. They didn't. It was like people saw your stuff, people liked it, they bought it. So I still like Macari. They're good. And I make more money on Macari than I do on Etsy. Not Amazon, but Etsy. So they're pretty good. But eventually, somebody's going to tell them the same thing. This business model works. If they are not promoting themselves, do not let their stuff be seen. So eventually they all go that way because that's how they. Rocky, I'm talking. That's rude. You are okay. You have everything you need. But that's how you make money. You have to come up with these ways to get people to spend more money on your platform. And then when they spend more money, you reward them by putting their stuff higher up in the search. So I'm just going to tell you, if you don't spend any money, you're not going to make any money hardly. And if you switch over to your own website, which I did that for 2 years, I just came off of that. December 31st, I ended that because the only money you make is the people you send there. You're no longer in anybody's search engine, unless you are an established person, you're a celebrity or something like that. People just know your name. Etsy, at least if you pay for advertising, you will start selling every day. Um, but with your own website, you have to drive the people. And so I was having people want to buy from me, and I said, could you just go to my website? So my website was like, I got a discount because my son works for a website company. So I think I got it for $400 for the year, for 1 year. That's with the discount. And I made maybe $500 worth of sales that whole year from that. And those people I sent there, they could have just paid me directly, but I just wanted to, you know, be able to say I sold some on my website. I really didn't because the people just, did it because I asked them to. So that was a waste of money for me. And my motto is I'm losing money. I'm not doing it again. So, and I don't have time to really, invest in trying to see how to make that work better. So, again, if you have $100 to $500 to invest in something, I would do sublimation or rhinestones, um, or embroidery. Yeah, those are the three things that people love. Now, there's a guy on YouTube, and I think it's A-Dub Productions. He's a black guy, and he started off with like one small machine. Um, what is it? The 600. It's not the PE, the SE. So SE means it's a sewing machine and an embroidery machine. PE means it's just an embroidery machine. So I got the SE600 because he recommended it, and other people, that as a beginning machine. And I researched it, but I just didn't know it did only small things. I should have gotten a bigger machine from the beginning. But anyway, he started with that one SE600, and he now has like 8 to 10 big commercial machines. They're like 20,000 each. And he said he still make enough to cover all those costs because people love embroidery. People love embroidered hats, embroidered t-shirts. They love that. And so the machines will pay for themselves. Now, in the beginning, when I first got my in the beginning when I first started, I was paying cash for everything because I never did like credit cards that much. I have some, but I just prefer to pay cash. My motto was if I can't afford it to pay cash, I just can't afford it. So why go in debt? But when you're going in debt for a business, it's a little different, especially if you know that business, can be lucrative. But anyway, so I paid for almost everything I had cash, almost everything. And then a couple years ago, when I started I got the sawgrass. That was the first thing. There's a company called, well, first of all, Amazon. Every once in a while, it'll say, make payments on this. You can have it, and it's through them, but it doesn't show up that often. So I think I got the sawgrass through them. And I think I was supposed to make a year of payments, but I bought it and then I paid it off in a month or two because I just I had the money and I just wanted to do it. When I wanted it, I didn't have all the money, and I said, well, let me just go and try this. It's here, it's available. Let's see if it works, and it did. So I don't know how good your credit have to be to do that, but anyway, I was able to do it. So then I heard about a firm, and I am not affiliated with a firm company. However, I think I'm going to check today, see if they have affiliates, because I'm going to tell you something. If you have low credit, and when I say low, I'm going to say under 600, right under 600, not like 500 or 540, something like that. But if you're right under 600 or above, you will get approved for a firm, because I know people got approved with those scores. And mine wasn't real high when I first started a couple years ago. But anyway, a firm is better than having a secured credit card, because as soon as you pay something off, your credit score shoots way up. So I forgot what the first thing, it might have been my xTool, my laser that I got from them first. And I think it was $600 or something. Hold on. I think it was like, let me drink something. I think it was like $600 or $700 for my xTool. And a firm just kept popping up. You have this, you have $1,000 to spend at a firm. You have this. I said, yeah, they just send that to everybody. Once I go on, they're gonna say, nope. So I wanted that. I was watching a video. I said, I really wanted the Glow Forge, but I knew I couldn't afford that. That was $6,000. But this one did almost the same thing the Glow Forge did. So I said, well, let me go try it. And a firm popped up and it said you can make $30 payments for 2 years or something crazy. I said, let me try it. And it was approved. I think I bought, let's say I bought it in January 2 years ago. I'm going to say somewhere in March, I got some unexpected money. I don't forgot where it came from. I wasn't expecting it, but it came in. First thing I did was pay that xTool off completely. So I paid it off in 2 months. And I wasn't thinking nothing of it. I said, well, you know what? I think I'm going to do all my equipment like this from here on out. I'm going to, get it, pay it off in 2 months or so, and then get something else. That way I can get all my machines. Well, lo and behold, I have my credit score popped up. I have two credit cards that give you free credit monitoring. And I didn't ask for it. They just give it to you. And your credit score changes every week. Remember how I used to change every 3 months? Well, now, for whatever reason, it changes every week or 2 weeks. And it's all three of the reporting agency, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And so after I paid off that thing in 2 months, my credit score shot up like 60 points. I was like, oh my God, I am going to keep doing this. So what I did was then the next thing I got was that pink heat press, I think. I did the same thing, Affirm. I went on. They said, you were approved for $1,500. I think that heat press was only like 800. I did it. I think it took me a little longer to pay that one off, but it was within like 4 months though. And I was supposed to pay it off in 2 years or a year and a half. Paid it off, score shot up again. So I'm just saying that because a firm, sometimes people see stuff and they're not sure if it's a legitimate company. They've been good to me. And I've been able to get at least 4 items. I got my sawgrass through Amazon. I got my laser, my heat press. I got another big ticket item. Oh, I got a GoPro. I got my GoPro from there. With my GoPro, I added a few more things to it. It was like $1,200 because I needed the GoPro. I needed the carrying case for the GoPro. I needed some sublimation ink. It was like whatever it was like 3 items that were 300 or 400 each, and so I ended up getting it for 1,200. They're all paid off, and that was around Christmas this year, and so they're all paid off. And so I paid those off in a month and a half. So yeah, that's a way to get the things that you need and maybe get it now and pay a little later. But if you know yourself that you are not going to be able to pay them back, don't do it because it will mess your credit up. Um, and I used to be that when I was younger. I would get a credit card, I would max it, and then I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna pay this off? But I learned and I got better. And plus, I make more money. I make as I got older and became a professional. Um, as a teacher, then of course my checks were bigger, so I could pay stuff off. But when I was younger and I was doing hair, I remember them days I was doing hair, and some days you have money, some days you don't, some days you can't pay booth rent, and I just never had enough money to do the things that I wanted to do. Of course, there's a lot of people out there that make a living out of doing hair. I was not one of them. So, so anyway, those are just some ideas I wanted to run past people because people call me a lot or text me and be like, well, how do you do this? How do you set it up? How do you make money? Um, I'm gonna come right back. My computer's about to die and I need to go find the plug because I want to tell you about YouTube and how all that works. One moment, I'll be right back. Rocky, entertain the people while I'm gone. Can you do a dance? Let's see, where is my? Oh, here it is. All right, now we're back in business. We got a cord. Plug in my computer before it dies on me. Good. All right, we got it. Just in time. I think I was down to 20%. All right, so I know you hear me a lot talking about YouTube and how many subscribers I have. Now, I'm not a professional on YouTube or how it works, but I'm going to tell you something. If you do not have a YouTube channel and you're trying to start a business, you need to run ASAP and get one. Now, there's also TikTok and Instagram and all that. I used to be an Instagrammer and I built up my clientele so huge, and then Instagram overnight just took it. So I got it back the first time and they took it again a second time. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you any questions. You can have it. Because I built up, I had so many followers, thousands. And this was like maybe, I'm going to say 10 years ago or 8 years ago. And I don't know what happened. I think what happened was I would join a lot of people's. I would go, like somebody would follow me, I'll follow them back, then I'll go look at all their follows and then I'll follow some of them. Some of them people weren't real and they were bots. I didn't know that. And if they find you have bots on your channel, they close you down. So I didn't know enough about it to fight it, but it was really good for a while. I didn't make any money on it. I wasn't trying to. I was just showing myself doing my projects and what I was making. That was it. But that's why they shut me down is because I had bots on there because I didn't know these people were bots or whatever. But anyway, YouTube, the way it works is they've added one thing now, but in the past it was you had to have 500 to start. That's the lowest amount you can have to get any benefit. And then 1,000, if you have 1,000 subscribers and you have 4,000 watch hours in one calendar year, you can monetize. Okay. The people need to be liking your videos and it has to be active and you have to be adding videos. But once you get that, you can monetize. And what that means is they will put ads on your videos. You get a percentage of that. And hopefully I'm saying this right. And you can do live chats and people can send you donations. And I know that sounds weird because I thought it was weird, but the other day I watched a video and I watch a lot of van lifers because I love those videos where people just living their life in a van. And so this lady did a video and she did a live. And while she was there, these super chats was going up. And super chat is when somebody send you a donation. There's some other ones too, but I know the super chat. And she was getting like 200 here, 50 there. I was like, oh my God, people just send you money for no reason. That's not a reason to do it, but I'm just telling you, these are the ways that people monetize. I just like talking to people. I like helping people to do something that I know how to do. But anyway, so she was on like 2 hours or so, and in that, I only watched 45 minutes. In that 45 minutes, she had gotten between $600 and $800 in just free money. I was like, wow. But anyway, to monetize means, okay, so you can do that. You can do live. People can help to support your channel. And that's what they're doing when they're donating. They're just helping to support your channel. And you also, the advertisers can also send you things. So like, I don't know what somebody in a van would need. Who would be the person that would send them stuff? Because most of them don't get anything. But people that are crafters, like I am, oh my God, they get every machine that I'm actually buying for myself. They get it for free. A lot of them. They get DTF printers, they get sublimation printers, and a lot of times they don't need it, so they'll auction it off on their site. But yeah, so. Um, but anyway, so they get a check at the end of the month or sometime during the month for the advertisement on their site. They get a percentage of the advertisement. And to keep that going, they have to be active, and people have to be active on the site. So when you go to a YouTube channel and they say subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like is very important. And I don't have a lot of likes on my videos. I don't, so I got to work on that. The likes show engagement, okay? Because you could have 1 million subscribers. If nobody's liking your videos, nobody's engaging with you, then they consider that not engagement. They need people to have YouTube channels where people are actually engaging, with them. So they're liking it. Oh yeah. Or they're saying a comment. I like this. This is wonderful. Thank you. Or something like that. So when you get all of that, and it shouldn't take long. This one guy, Anthony, that I watch, Life with Anthony, he's a black guy that lives in his van. And he went from having 5,000 subscribers to 50,000 like overnight in a month. And he ended up quitting his job and living full time in the van. I mean, he was already living full time, but he's doing the videos full time, and it's very lucrative. So that's what I mean when I say, my subscribers. Because some people, like, well, what does that mean? Yeah, you want to get those subscribers. So because I work a full-time job, I hardly ever make videos. Um, and I'm trying to get to two, not here, but on YouTube. I try to do two a week. That's what I'm trying to do now. Because each time I do a video, I get more subscribers. Okay. Each time I add more content, more people come on. Okay. If I don't do a video for like 2 months, those people that were active on my channel, they've gone to other people's channels. Okay. So you got to keep your people active by talking to them, by, doing videos and certain things you learn about your channel, certain things your people don't necessarily care about. And I notice in my channel, when I do stuff with wood, they love it. When I do embroidery, they don't love that much yet, the people on my channel. Probably because it's so new for me. But they love resin, they love wood, they love anything with the laser. They love all of that. But action needed. All right. Oh, let's hold on. Let me see what that means. Okay, I don't know what this means. Let's see. I guess I should be. Oop. All right. I can't see the comments. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my phone. Maybe I can see them on there. Rocky, entertain them for a second while I get my phone. Wake up, dog. All right. I got my phone. Let's see. Oh, I see Life with Anthony. Oh. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up Facebook and see if I can see my own live. And then I should be live on here somewhere. Let's see. But I don't see. Am I still live? Yep, I'm still live. How come I don't see the video? Let's see. Let's try this. Facebook. Oh, there I am right there. Duh. I kept seeing this person with a hat on, and I never wear hats. But I just bought this from Hobby Lobby. I said, well, when I don't do my hair, I can just wear a hat. Like I'm naked, but I actually have a dress with a blue jean jacket on. But anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, so I know I was talking about YouTube and monetizing. So anyway, at 500, you can't do much, but certain things you can do. You can leave links at the end of your videos, and for Amazon and for any company that allows you to be their affiliate. And so when somebody clicks on your link, say I do a video on, let's see, on these bags here. Okay, I got this at Hobby Lobby, but let's just say I got them at Amazon. Okay, so okay, so after the link, after the video, I'll put a link at the bottom, and I'll say this is where I got these. So if somebody clicks on that link, they have within 24 hours, they go on there and actually buy that bag, then I get a percentage of it. So that's something you can do at 500. Now, you have to get at least 3 people to buy something, I think within 30 or 90 days, or they'll take it off. So that's what happened to me before. I had it on and I was doing good. But within the first 90 days, I just held the link. I never even put it on my website. So I think I started doing the link after the 90 days and it caught up with me and they turned it off. And it was like, nope, you didn't meet our requirements. So I got a new one. And I did get a new one. Hold on, let's see if I'm still on there. Okay. And I've already gotten my 3 people, random people. I don't know who they are. They don't tell you. They've already bought stuff. And so I think I've made a whole dollar because you only get a percentage of whatever they buy. And I think they bought $40 worth of stuff, all 3 combined. And so I think you get, I want to say 40%, maybe it's 4% because it was like $1.80 something. So, but that's okay. That's $1.80 I didn't have before. And they don't pay out until you have at least $10, I think. So, but anyway, so at the end of the video, with 500, you can do that. You can be an affiliate for Amazon. Some places you can be affiliate without a certain amount. So, like CreativeFabrica is one. You can just go on their website and be affiliate with them. You don't even have to have, probably don't even have to have a YouTube channel. You just got to have a link somewhere. You can put it probably on Facebook. And anytime somebody click that link and join, you get a percentage of what it is. So that's just easy money to make. And I've had like eight, I think eight people to do that. So there's a lot of ways online to, if you want to have a business to make money, you just got to have somebody tell you what it is and how to do it. And I've been looking at YouTube for so long. I wish I would have went that route 10 years ago when I made my Amazon store. I had 700 products on there and they sold, but out of the 700, maybe 10 of them sold all the time. The rest was just sitting there until one day when I didn't remember how to make it anymore, then it sold. I'm like, I don't even remember how to make that. I don't write anything down. So I had to go back, figure out how to make it. Hopefully I could do it in 2 hours, if they requested it, that. But their rule is if it's in before 11, well, that's only express orders. If it's because you could put in a time, and I did. I had a 2-day window for all my orders. But if they asked for overnight or 2-day shipping, you had to have it out. If they got it in before 11, you had to have it out that same day. So that didn't work for me. But anyway, once I retire, I'm not going to retire again, but once I stop working after 62, I'm going to be doing this full time. So I am right now trying to build everything back up so that when I walk away, I'm walking right into an established business. So, well, I have talked your ear off today. I've enjoyed it. It's been an hour and 31 minutes. And I will send this over to my YouTube channel. It'll be on here for a while, I think 30 days. But then I'll send, tonight I'll send it over to my YouTube channel also. I'll probably make something today. I already made that little bag, but I will probably make something today. I don't have a show coming up for a while. I was offered a show yesterday to do every Friday or do on Friday nights or something, but I don't drive. I don't see that well at night anymore. I don't want to drive at night. And it was from 6 to 10 at the same place I just did that last show. They have a whole network of shows. Once you get in there, they just send what they're doing next. If you want to join, you can. If you don't have to. So I don't have anything coming up until Mother's Day. And then, oh, I take that back. I just got an order today. I forgot from my friend, and she's probably watching. And she wants some placemats for her preschool class. And so she has 14 kids, and she wants 2 placemats sublimated for each kid. So I do have to go and research and see where I can get some placemats at a reasonable cost. Probably dollar and a quarter tree. I'll look there first. If not, I'll order. And so I do have that order. And I've always got earring orders coming in. So, but as far as me doing a show, I don't have anything planned right now. So, I do more shows in the summer than I do in this type of weather because, especially if you got to drag in tables and all the equipment and stuff, I just don't like doing that when it's cold out. But when it's warm, I don't mind. All right. Well, if you have any questions you would like, you may ask me. I will be sure to answer it. I may not see it right away, but when I see it, I will answer you. Um, and if you have any suggestions on setting up your business, I'll be glad to help with that also. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm at 601. I think I'm at least 601. I haven't checked today. Subscribers. And the other thing is, if you go and watch my videos and say you started and then you have to go somewhere, just let it run. Just let it run in the background, because that's the other thing. We get analytics for every video, and it tells us how long somebody watched, not the person itself, but it just tell you had 20 people watch it for 2 minutes, 30 people watch it for a minute and a half, so, 10 people watch the whole video or whatever. So it breaks it down. And they also want to see that people are watching your video, not just turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Oh, I saw it. And yes, I know my voice is annoying sometimes, but just turn it down low and let it play all the way through. All right. So thank you. If you want to know when I upload a video, you have to hit the notification bell on YouTube too. And so somebody I was talking to, they thought the videos here on Facebook was the ones that I needed you to watch. But no, it's the ones on YouTube. I get no credit for these right here. Only the ones on YouTube at Kathy's Jewelry and Crafts. All right. So those are the ones that count. So if you do not have a YouTube channel, you cannot subscribe to my channel. So it's free to get one. You don't even have to do anything with it. Get one and, start saving people that you like to your channel so that you can go and watch their videos and make mine one of them. Well, thank you. It has been a lovely afternoon talking to everyone, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.